Republicans are red, Democrats are blue. I'm Donald Trump.
And I'm
fucking off soon. The White House will have a new president. You know that's true. I've been mad without precedent. It's sad because my madness is evident. And the coronavirus endorsed me for president. Trump is going to win and you're going to lose. But that turned out to be fake news because I've left the country broken and tired. The American people told me you're fired. Wow. I've been shown the door. I'm a loser. Maybe Joe Biden has killed me. Wow. I've been shown the door. I'm a loser. Maybe Joe Biden has killed me.
Good evening and welcome back to the Henn House. Tonight, live in my Henn House, we have... It's me. I'm back. Steve Henn is in the house. I'm a bit worried about my lighting tonight. I've got, I don't know, all that glitters is not gold. I don't know what it is. But hey, nice to see you. If you missed the show on Friday, you missed a great show, obviously. So we may as well get straight into it and I'll see if I can sort out my lighting. Yeah, so the first person we're back again from Romania. We had the wonderful James Longshaw.
Is it my set now? Wow. Okay. Hello, everybody. I just zoomed in from Bucharest, and boy, are my jokes tired. Hello, Henn House. Are we having a clucking good time or what? This at the Henn House, you can't hear the audience, but it helps me with solving an important question that I have as a fairly new comedian, which is, how long do you hold for laughter when there isn't any? Happens more often than you would think. So no, I like to think that I was the glue of the family. I helped my sisters bond over hating me. No, I kid because I love those Spice Girl choreography routines. They were super fun. I was Dorky Spice, if you want to be my lover. I'm guessing the answer to that one is no. So I had to get away from the coven of witches, bitches, whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to call them. And so I ran off to Hollywood to pursue my dream of being an actor, a working actor. And I am living proof that dreams can come true. Yes, my dreams of working with Julia Roberts came true. Let's see, what were my lines? How would you like that steak cooked? And can I get you another cocktail? My performances, I got good reviews. I did. Kanye West tipped me $80 and some weed. Yeah. Still didn't get my vote for president, but only because he wasn't on the ballot in my state. Yeah, no, it's not easy to get a job in a restaurant in Hollywood. It's very competitive. So it's viewed as a career. And at the interview, they say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Winning an Oscar, getting rich and famous, not working here. But you can't say that. So it's managing team leader. Did I get the part? Did those acting classes finally pay off? So yeah, it's hard to make it as an actor in Hollywood. It's hard to make it as a waiter in Hollywood. So I packed my bags and moved to Rollywood when my beautiful Romanian wife mail ordered me. I'm just kidding. She didn't mail order me. She female ordered me. It's just a fact. Last time I was here, I told you a little bit about my wife. We're still together, so that's good. Things are going well. My wife is making most of the money in the family right now, and so I'm able to pursue my dreams of stand-up comedy on Zoom. Yes, ever since I was just a little boy, I've dreamed of Zoom comedy and Henn House with no laughter. Okay. Anyway, but all of this is made possible by wife privilege. Isn't that nice? I told my mother that joke. Actually, she's able to watch me on Zoom. That's one of the blessings of COVID. And she gave me a review. She says, James, I love that joke about wife supremacy. Thanks, Mom. I do. I call her once a week for new material. I do. But my wife likes to say, nobody understands me. Well, I'm nobody now, but I'm going to be somebody someday. And then she can say, somebody understands me. But I don't always understand my wife. She speaks 6 languages. And she is very sweet. She, the other day I said, Bianca, we have to find some time for sex. And she says, well, there's got to be 2 minutes somewhere.
2 minutes, show off. Hey, so yeah, that was James Longshore from Romania. He actually sent me a clip of him. He does acting, obviously. I just said that. And he was in Mrs. Brown's Boys, the Romanian version of Mrs. Brown's Boys. I know. So I'll put that on the Hen Nights page later on. And you can have a look at James Longshore doing his bit for Mrs. Brown's Boys. I tell you, if you love Mrs. Brown's Boys, then the Romanian version is even better. And I tell you, if you hate Mrs. Brown's Boys, then the Romanian version is even better. So we also had a young boy. I'm going to call him a young boy because I'm an old man from London, Mahesh, and Mahesh was. I'm going to move my camera because I just realised it was picking up half my desk. A bit sweary. Mahesh is a bit sweary. It's up to you, right? Personally, I don't like people who fucking swear.
Thank you so much, Steve. And thank you for all who's performed tonight. It's been a great show. Hopefully I don't let you guys down or make it better. Who knows? It's kind of weird. No audience, but kind of like doing this in front of my mirror anyway. So I'll start with this. Does anybody else find it weird stealing office supplies? When working from home? I found that funny. Here you go. Wait. Thank you so much. I'll let the laughter die down. There we go. So does anybody else, here's another question. So does anybody else find it weird? Not weird. Is anybody else worried about the fact that there's 0.1% of germs that hand sanitizers can't kill, right? Like I'm worried about that 0.1% of germs. Like what the fuck are they made of? That didn't do so well, did it? Yeah, I thought it was mine. So where are we at right now? We're in lockdown part 2. That's where we're at, right? And like most sequels, it's never as good as the original. This lockdown isn't as good as the original. It's like a more watered down version of it, right? Like, do you remember the original lockdown? Like there was like mass hysteria, like it was like the whole world was in lockdown at the same time. There was the crazy shopping. I don't know. There was no vehicles on the roads. People took it really seriously. Like the first lockdown, people took it super seriously. The sun was shining. And I feel with this lockdown, the kind of novelty's worn out and people just don't give a shit. So they're doing whatever. As a kid, it's hard enough, right? Especially with parental pressure. I remember when I was a kid, like my parents were hard on me. I remember my dad said to me, he was like, I never, ever want to see a B on any of your exam results. And guess what? He never did. He saw all C's. That's right, all C's. Thank you. I'm lying. I actually did quite well in my GCSEs. I actually got 1 C. And I'll never forget when my dad found out I got a C. Right? He looked at my exam results and he was like, "Oh, you got a C in Spanish, right?" He goes, "Come over here." He goes, "Donde está my belt?" And he beat the shit out of me. Proper third world lockdown style. That's what I'm telling you. He went to school on me. Thanks a lot. You've been a great audience.
Yeah, that was Mahesh there from London with his own soundboard. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, I hope you're all enjoying lockdown 2. It's a bit of a strange time for us all, really. But this lockdown is I still haven't sorted out me glittering lights. I wonder why that is. Is anybody interested? Does anybody care? I don't know. But yeah, no, it's you know, hey, soon be Christmas. Looking forward to Christmas. I've got decorations for Christmas. I'll tell you this. If I've got it here, I'll show you. But I don't think I've got it, so I don't know why oh yes, this is what we're going to do for Christmas. Let's do it now. Ding dong merrily on high in heaven the bells are ringing. Fa la 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 la. If anybody else is watching out there, come on! Now, also on the Henn House this week, we went to San Francisco. I know! We went to San Francisco to see Annette Mullaney, to be sure. A very, very funny young lady from San Francisco. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Steve, why don't you go to an ad? Because I need to change my background. All right, it's Ozzy N. I've come here to do an impression. This is my impression of the Duke of Edinburgh. Please donate to our comedians. Donate now at buymeacoffee.com/magic or support comedy at either bit.ly or paypal.me. It's no fucking difference, is there?
Scan the can, don't be a twat and scan the can.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to say as well, Donald Trump is going. He's gone. He's gone. So I suppose it was just somebody waiting in the wings, biding their time to come along. But yeah, I don't think it's actually over until the fat man sings. So anyway, let's go to San Francisco via the Henn House and see the wonderful, funny, hilarious Annette Mullaney.
Hi, thank you guys. Man, how is everyone's relationships doing out there during your what I hear is your second lockdown? Here in America, we've decided just to play it out, so that's been fun. We still have a lot of stuff closed, though. It's been great on my relationship. God, it's like monogamy times 1,000. Like I'm sick of my boyfriend, but I'm not allowed to hang out with anyone else, so he's gonna have to do. Also, it's been a real strain on my relationship because I discovered during the pandemic that I am, in fact, an extrovert. Yeah, good time to find that out. Apparently, I just had my fill of human interaction before. Now I crave it. Like as a female comedian, I used to spend every night in bars, ducking hugs from creepy dudes. If I could go back in time, I would tongue kiss every single one of them. My God, I didn't know how good I had it. I'm at the point of being starved for human interaction that I would gladly go to an orgy. Just for the eye contact, honestly, just to be in a room with people. Otherwise, not a lot of interest in orgies. My sexual skills are the kind that really only survive in a monopoly. They're pretty bad. But yeah, so I went from doing stand-up pretty much every night of the week to not. And my boyfriend has had to give me attention to make up for all of that. Yeah, it's been really rough. I have started following him room to room like a cat, just being like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, working? What's that like? I have been unemployed the entire pandemic. I was unemployed beforehand, but now it's nice because I have an excuse. Actually, I was able to apply for unemployment as an unemployed comedian. So that has been the most money I've ever made from stand-up. Thank you, state of California. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been rough on the relationship, right? Like me constantly needing a lot of attention. I am very needy, but like, what's he going to do? Break up with me during the pandemic? So he broke up with me during the pandemic. Yeah, just about a month ago. This is real. He decided that he wants kids, whereas I have dreams. So a little bit of an impasse there. What are you going to do? You know, we were 4 years together. What you think the kids thing might have come up because it did constantly. And I was very clear on my position the entire time. But, you know, I'm not bitter, whatever. The good thing about being a woman who doesn't want kids is it's not like you're wasting your womb time. Man, this is so fun without an audience. It just goes so quickly. I did think I can admit I did think about the reverse pregnancy trap. You know, usually people in my situation where you're trying desperately to claw onto a relationship go for the pregnancy trap. But that seemed to trap me more in this situation. So, you know, I've thought about it, the idea that I could pretend to come around to the idea and try for a baby while secretly taking birth control. In a few years from now, when I've never gotten pregnant, you know, what's he going to do? Leave me because I'm seemingly infertile? What a monster he'd be. It's very cruel. I'm just kidding. I don't use birth control. We always pulled out. I don't want to fault him for changing his mind about wanting kids. I mean, honestly, who doesn't look around at the world today and think time for kids? Lovely. Here, our skies are choked with forest fires in addition to the pandemic, so it just seems like an extra fertile time.
Seem to have just cut her off there in mid-flow, but I can only play 5 minutes of videos on my software. It's not my software. I hire it out. You can hire it out as well. But as I pay for it, I'm not going to tell you who it is because you can get a free version. And it's very good. The free version is very good. But if I'm paying to not have their adverts, then I'm not going to tell you who it is that's doing it for me. StreamYard. Well, if anybody's watching now, you can come into the studio and have a chat with me about last week's show. For those of you who aren't watching now, then there's no point coming into the studio and talk about last week's show. This week's show, we've got some great comedians coming up for your delight, your delectation. And I would tell you their names, but I haven't actually got the list of them down the side. So just trust me. There will be some comedians. Maybe I'll get that up during our last clip of the evening. Who knows? Who knows? Indeed. This is what they call padding. I feel that when I started doing the highlight show, we had 6 comedians, and we could do that in 30 minutes. Now we've got 4 comedians, and we're going to do it in 20 minutes. But that's all right. I'll tell you who's on next week. I'll tell you who's on first next week, who's on after. When I used to do this show at the Palace Theatre in Redditch, it was in front of a live audience, and it was called Henn Nights, and it was doing really well. And then we had an epidemic, a pandemic, and now we're in the middle of the what the fuck we doing epidemic, which is fine. So yeah, so it was nice to meet all these comedians all around the country. They'd come up to Redditch and perform in the studio for Henn Nights. And one of my favourites, just because they were just a jolly decent human being, was Samantha Day. And Samantha came to see us on Friday. Now, if you're not sure about candles smelling like vaginas, don't watch this bit.
And one of the things which you may not know about me, is that you may not deduce this from looking at me, but I was actually the reason that Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow split up. Yes, because my first husband was actually Gwyneth Paltrow. And what happened was Gwyneth gave me this. Now, you may have seen these. It's the candles that Gwyneth sells, and it says, "This smells like my vagina." So some of you will have seen these. These are about £89 to buy. Now, you normal people, right? If someone had given you a candle like this, you'd have said, "Gwyneth, you fucking weirdo, stop it, you're scaring me now," wouldn't you? So not Steve, but you other normal people, you'd have said that. But I didn't, you see. I was like, actually, I quite like that, Gwyneth. I like the cut of your jib, I thought. And when I say jib, I mean badge. And the only disappointing thing about this is that it doesn't smell entirely authentic. If I'm honest with you, it smells a little bit of sandalwood. So I first got disappointed, and I thought, no, Samantha, gap in the market. You must bring out your own candle, which actually smells realistic. So here it is, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to show it you now, but for whatever reason, it hasn't sold at all well. Only £89, exactly the same as Gwyneth. So I've called it the Fanny candle. Yes, and I can guarantee that this is, oh yes, so this smells entirely realistic, and this is made by me at home from entirely natural ingredients. I'm able to certify that. But for whatever reason, I've had a lot of returns of these. This is actually a return here. And what you'll see from it is, look, they haven't even lit it. You see, it's from people who say they haven't enjoyed it as much as they thought they might, but it's actually a little bit damp. So maybe it wouldn't take, I don't know. I just hope that they're not saying that it doesn't smell vaginal enough, because actually, if anything, it smells more vaginal now than when I sent it out, which of course means that I'm able to resell it. Very fine business brain up here, you see. Now, Gwyneth and I are no longer together because she's very boastful woman, distastefully so, particularly in relation to her cars. You know, near the end of the relationship, she said to me, "Oh, Samantha, I've got a Prius and I've got a Rolls Royce and I've got an absolutely massive Volvo. But I've got another husband now, Mr. Day, he's called. Yeah, he went to bed around lunchtime and I haven't heard a peep out of him since. That is until this afternoon when I learned, well, this evening actually, I learned that Mr. Day had taken himself out for a drive. And you'll never guess where he drove himself to. The hospital. It really kind of pulls you up short, doesn't it? And makes you think about what's most important in your life. And it turns out that in my life, it's me. No, I'm joking. I should have gone with him, of course, to the hospital because I might have needed the car later. And we could have called in on my mother on the way to the hospital, and that would have cheered him up. He really admires her. How do I know that? Well, every time we leave her house, he always says, that woman is fucking unbelievable.
Slightly wrong with the sound of it there, sorry, but basically Samantha's last words were, that woman is fucking unbelievable. I've got one of Samantha's candles. I tried it. I gave it to my wife. And she said it was just getting on her wick. But yeah, I recommend Samantha's candles. I recommend Samantha's candles. There we go. And she has got a beautifully large Volvo. I will guarantee that. So that was all our comedians this week on Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Woo! What fucking else can go wrong this year? Come on, Friday the 13th. Come and enjoy it. We will have BC Tree, Reva Riley's back. Hey, Brandon Burke. Hopefully, I'm just waiting for confirmation from Brandon and Jacob Craig. So it's a good night on Friday here in the Henn House. And what's happened over the last week, people?
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. Frankly, we did win this election. We want all voting to stop. It's a very sad moment. As far as I'm concerned, we already have won it.
Donald J. Trump.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
I don't even know what that is. But yeah, he may be fired, but he's not going down without a fight. Right. Sundays, I do a music show with David Luck. If you like your music and you like David, then why don't you come and join us? Luck and Henn. You can search us on YouTube and find our webpage. All our past shows are on there. All our past 21 shows. We did an Elton John special. We've done some great rock music. And this week's... well, last week was transport. This week is drums. And that's all right. And then next Tuesday, we're doing the Doctor Who thing again with Dom and with Ian and with Elliot. So that's worth looking at. And I'm thinking of doing a film night. So if anybody wants to come and join me on a film night, get in touch. So thank you so much for being with us in the Henn House Highlight Show. Have a lovely week. Stay safe. Stay in. And remember... out of all the lockdowns, number 2 is the worst. Okay. So, see you Friday the 13th when we see BC Tree, Reva Riley, Brandon Burke, Jacob Craig, and me, Av Singh, in his carrot and his box in the Henn House. Bye!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 cheers for humanity. Hip, hip, hooray. No fears or insanity. We can stop this today. If we're in solidarity, we can make this go away. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in this together. Let's hear it for humanity. We'll see another day. Singing from our balconies to drive the blues away. Yeah. Let's all just put our minds at ease and practice what we pray. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Stay, stay, stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. Hey, yeah. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in